All right, let's get right into this. I want you to picture something wild. You take a cop and a convicted criminal, two people who are natural enemies, right? And you stick them in a room together for 100 days. But here's the twist. You tell them they have to work together to win $500,000. That's the setup for this absolutely incredible social experiment.
So, yeah, it really all comes down to this one simple question. It's this massive, high-stakes gamble on human nature. You've got years of ingrained suspicion on both sides that somehow has to be overcome for a life-changing payday. So, can they actually pull it off, or are their pasts just going to be too much to overcome?
Okay, first things first. Let's meet our two participants. We've got the cop, and we've got the criminal. And trust me, understanding who these guys are is, well, it's the key to this whole thing. So on one side, you have Lenny. He's a veteran cop, 17 years on the force. His whole world, his whole identity is built around enforcing the law. And on the other side, we've got Ian. He just did 3 years in federal prison for fraud. And, you can't make this up, he's $500,000 in debt, the exact prize money. I mean, the conflict is baked right in from the start.
And this right here, this is the glue holding this whole fragile experiment together. A massive $500,000 prize. It's the ultimate carrot on a stick, forcing these two guys to somehow, someway, find common ground where, let's be honest, there shouldn't be any. And here's the kicker, the one rule that changes everything. It's all or nothing. Their fates are literally tied together. If one of them gets fed up and walks out that door, the other one gets nothing. They have no choice. For better or for worse, they are a team.
All right, Section 2, Tests of Cooperation. The experiment didn't waste any time. Right away, it started throwing tests at them, forcing them to decide, are we a team or are we still enemies?
And you can actually see their strange partnerships start to form over that first month. First, they make a joint decision, a $50,000 investment in their own sanity, just to get outside for an hour a day. Then Lenny makes a call for the team. But the real shocker, the moment things really shifted, was on day 30. Ian does something completely selfless. He gives his turn for the library, a huge luxury, entirely to Lenny. And this is where it gets crazy. This was the real turning point. See, Ian didn't just give Lenny the library time. He started smuggling out pages from books for him, even writing down Bible quotes because he knew how much it meant to Lenny. Think about that. A convicted criminal, breaking the rules, risking everything to help a cop connect with his faith. This one act of kindness is what really cemented their bizarre, unlikely bond. But just as they built up all this fragile trust, you have to remember, the whole point of the experiment was to see if it could be shattered. And on day 50, it absolutely was. Yep, their secret alliance, their little book smuggling operation, gets exposed. The very thing that brought them together is now being used as a weapon against them. And you get the feeling the organizers knew the whole time. They were just waiting for the perfect moment to drop the hammer. And the punishment they come up with is just, it's psychologically brutal. They dangle the ultimate reward in front of them, a visit from their families. But because they broke the rules, it becomes a zero-sum game. One of them gets that incredible reunion, and the other gets sent to solitary confinement. They're forced to choose, pitting their brand new alliance against their deepest, most powerful emotional needs. Well, Lenny gets chosen for the family visit, and Ian is dragged off to solitary. And just like that, 50 days of trust building, gone. It just evaporates. To Ian, this is the ultimate betrayal. The cop gets rewarded, and the criminal gets punished. Again. That one word, snitch, it's just pure venom. It cuts right back to who they used to be. So, after that massive blow-up, their partnership was it was in shambles. Ian was completely done, ready to walk away from the whole thing, which of course meant they'd both lose every single penny. The whole atmosphere just turns toxic. Ian is spiraling, totally consumed by resentment and depression. He's not participating, he's barely talking. That $500,000 prize is just hanging by a thread, and it all comes down to whether these two can somehow find a way back from rock bottom.
But just when it seems like it's all about to implode, a new challenge appears. A massive, physical, almost impossible task. And at first, they're still working like two angry individuals, and they fail miserably. But then, something shifts. Ian, the fraudster, uses his brain. He finds a clue in a book, a weak point in the rock. And he realizes brute force won't work. They need a strategy. This forces them to talk again, to coordinate, and in that shared struggle, they actually manage to rediscover their partnership. And they succeed.
So, they managed to rebuild their trust piece by piece through this shared effort. But of course, the experiment wasn't done with them. It had one last ultimate test saved for day 99, designed to find out if this new bond was the real deal or just a temporary truce.
They're put into a version of the classic prisoner's dilemma. You know, that famous test from game theory that's all about trust versus self-interest? They're each put in a room, alone, with a single button. And for 24 agonizing hours, all they can do is sit there and wonder, is my partner going to betray me for a huge payday? It is the ultimate test of everything they've been through. And look at these stakes. They couldn't be higher. If just one of them presses that button, he walks away with almost the entire prize. If they both get greedy and press it, they both walk away with absolutely nothing. The only way they both win is if they both choose to trust that the other guy won't press the button. And after 99 days of fighting and sacrifice and betrayal and forgiveness, they made their choice. Neither one of them touched that button. They chose trust. They chose their partnership over individual greed. They proved that the bond they had built was real, and it was stronger than the temptation of a bigger payday. They won. Together. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. After watching everything they went through, their decision feels right, almost inevitable. But seriously, put yourself in that room. The clock is ticking down. There is almost $500,000 waiting for you on the other side of that button. Could you really, truly trust your partner not to press it?